everybody, welcome back to my channel. I have the most exciting eye look to show you that I think I've ever done in my life. I'm gonna get a little closer here, close my eyes so you can see. Gorgeous, gorgeous colors. What I did is I found duplicates for a really, really cool Chanel Eye Quad called Metamorphose that was released way before its time. But now the color is back and popular again. Oh, nice hair. I wanted to show you this. I want you to see it. I want to show you, women of a certain age, how you can wear this and not look completely crazy. So if you're interested in something fun like this with spring coming up, stick around because we're going to start right now. Now, again, this was a quad that Chanel released probably about 12, I guess between 12 to 15 years ago, and it came out way ahead of its time. We just were not ready for all that color, and I don't think it actually did as well as they expected it to, just for that reason. But I always will remember it. It is one of the most beautiful eyeshadow quads I've ever seen. The good news for this particular look is I was able to duplicate this whole look from the Aurora Lights BH Cosmetic. I just saw a video from Jeffree Star yesterday where he shows the Blue Blood palette that he is going to be releasing at the end of March. And it got me very, very excited about this because this is a total coincidence, but you can get the same Chanel look from that eyeshadow palette. Let's get started with this. Now, the first thing I'm going to do, because remember, on Of a Certain Age, we always make all these crazy looks accessible for women of a certain age, or anyone of a certain age who feels like, oh, you know, can I go that crazy with color? I don't know. You know, I'm 59. I don't know if I can pull that off. Well, I'm going to show you how you can. And the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to use your eyeliner, your everyday, regular, basic eyeliner that you like to use first. And then we're going to put everything on top of it, and you're going to have an amazing look. I actually wore this look to work yesterday, and I got a million compliments on it. So I think you're going to like it a lot. Okay, my eyeliner is on, and all of my other makeup is on too. Even my lips, I did everything so that I could just focus on my eyes for this particular video for you. So look at my brown eyeliner. It's the one I use every single day, and I always, you know, recommend everybody do that. I also recommend that everybody do that inside rim with their brown. Today, we're not going to do that. I'm going to do the inside rim with a beautiful Marc Jacobs eyeliner color that I found. It's called Top Secret. And if you look at the color, I'm going to wind this up. It's that, can you see that? It's kind of that bright teal color. I'm going to do the inside rim. I want to do it with this color because this is going to just tie the bottom part of my eye into the look. Now you can use any teal eyeliner that you want, and it does, we don't want a blue, we want it, definitely want it to be a teal, because you can see from the pictures that that's the kind of look that we're going to be getting. And I am using a lot of this. Normally with the brown, I just kind of swipe, and I'm done. But this one, I'm going to put a lot on because we really want to see the color. I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera, but in the end, when I'm done with the look, you're going to see it all. Okay. All right, so I've got the blue underneath. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this blue eyeliner and I am going to go on top, right over top of the brown that I did. So let's do that real quick. But one of the reasons I like to do the brown, besides just keeping the look accessible to everyone, is I want that brown in my lashes. I don't want to have to go back later and add a bunch of brown into my lashes, because the brown is going to make your eyelashes look thicker. So I'm putting it exactly where I put my liner, my brown liner. And don't worry about blending it too much right now, because we're going to be doing that with the shadows. Now, another fun thing I want to do is I'm going to go over on the side here where I connect my brown on the side, and I'm going to put the blue there as well. And I keep saying blue, and honestly, it really is a teal color. Okay, so our eyeliner's on. Let's hit those eyeshadows, and I'm going to show you the palette because it's so pretty. I've used this before, and I was so excited to find out that I could get this Chanel look from it, but here they are. The colors I'm going to be concentrating on are going to be this blue, this gold, and these two right here, these two greens. And this little bit of navy I'm gonna use too. And if I feel like it's a little too bright or too dark or whatever, I'll go in with this little sparkly white to lighten things up a little bit, just for some shading on it. So let's get started. First thing I'm gonna do is take that blue and green and just mix them together. And this is gonna go all across my lid. Look at that color. Oh, before I even blend it, look at that. Okay, I'm gonna keep it towards the outer 2/3 of my eye, I think. Get a little more. I remember in using the Chanel Quad, it was a little bit harder to get the look because their colors weren't quite as pigmented as these are. Look how bright that is. Don't freak out. It's gonna get a little lighter. Okay, start there. I am gonna take it in to the center a little bit. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty. Okay, I'm gonna wipe my brush off because there's a lot of color still on there. And with my sort of empty, clean brush, I'm just gonna soften this a tiny, tiny bit. The reason I'm doing that isn't because I don't like the brightness. The reason I'm doing it is because I don't want fallout. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take the white one and the green one, the same green that I mixed with the blue, mix them with white. And I'm going to touch my hand with it to make sure it's the color that I want. See, I'm just gonna put that on there so I can make sure my mix is correct. And it certainly is. So let's get a little more. And this is gonna go on the inside. Oh yeah. Can you see that green? Oh boy, that's pretty. So my entire lid is coated with the blue and the green. We start with teal out here and we sort of fade into green. And it is all super shimmery, just like the Chanel one was. So I'm gonna add a little bit of the white because I want that green to be a little bit more vibrant, and I'm just gonna dab a little bit on top. Okay, I'm gonna let you look, even though it's not blended, see whether you can see right where the colors shift. So I'm gonna need to do a little bit of blending there, but before I do that, I'm going to go in with the navy that's in here because I wanna create a nice crease color for myself with the navy. Get a tiny bit. Holy cow, these are pigmented. Hang on, there we go. All right, so here's my navy. I'm gonna kind of keep it to the outer half. Look at that blue showing up on there, so pretty. Wow. Jeffree Star would be proud of me if he saw me using this much color. Not that he has any idea who I am, but I think if he saw me, he'd be like, yeah, go old lady. Okay, you can see right where I put that blue, can't you? I know, it's crazy, but just give me a minute. You're gonna like it when it's done, I think, I hope. And if you don't, that's okay. I mean, maybe this kind of look isn't for you. But again, what I do is I try to make all this fun, wild stuff that you start to see accessible, so you don't feel like, ugh, I can't watch Jeffree. I can't buy that. I can't buy that Blue Blood palette. I can't buy those fun colors. Because yes, you can. You just need a little lesson on how to make them work for you. So I have a clean-ish, clean brush here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and do a little bit of blending of these colors together. And actually, I picked up the wrong brush. Let me get the correct one. Here we go. It's a blending brush. And I'm using all of my Fenty brushes. I'm going to do a review on these brushes soon. I've been testing them out for a really long time, since they come out, and I really like them. Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit more of my navy on my blending brush because I want a little more darkness out here. So let's just pack that little bit of darkness on. Do I look like a mermaid yet? My granddaughters would love this. All right, I'm gonna go into the white now because I wanna soften things a little bit. I do need a clean brush for that because holy pigment. Let's see. Here we go. Use this. This is another Fenty brush. Let me get this back into the white. And I'm gonna start by just doing a tiny bit up on my brow. On both sides. Okay, and then I'm gonna lower my brush a little bit and just go across that top line of color, just to soften it. And I did use the MAC paint pot as my base under this, as my eyeshadow base, because that stuff really grips the eyeshadow and makes it stay in place. And with something this vibrant and something this intense, you really don't want it moving around. You don't want it creasing. You want it to stay right where you put it. Otherwise, you just might look a little crazy. I'm kind of liking this already. Now, there is one thing I'm gonna need to do. This part right in here is a little too shimmery for me. So here's a little trick. I'm going to go to my Charlotte Tilbury powder, and this is the shade 1, I believe. Yeah, 1, which is her lightest one, but it's very, very matte and very pretty. So I'm gonna take a tiny bit of this, just a little bit on my brush, and I'm gonna put it right in this corner because it's not gonna make the color go away, but it's gonna take the shine down a little bit. You can see right where I'm putting that in that inner corner. There we go. Yeah, that helped. Pretty good look, right? Fun, 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 fun. Okay. Now, back to our liner. I'm gonna add a little bit more liner along my lid just because I covered it all up. I'm going to take a little bit more of the green that was in here, and I'm just going to sort of pack it on a little bit right here because I wanna have that green look. I want it to shift from teal to green so we can be as mermaidy as possible. Actually, when Chanel brought this out, they weren't going for mermaid, they were going for butterfly. So I'm gonna take my pencil brush now, if I can find it, and I'm gonna go into that vibrant blue, the teal, and I'm gonna do just a little bit in the center underneath my eye over top of my brown eyeliner. There we go. Oh, that's pretty. Look at that. Huh. All right, so this look is on. It's actually pretty much done. I thought I was gonna make this video for like a couple of hours. I also wanna add a little more crease, a little darkness right there. And you can see I'm patting it on. I'm not wiping it because I don't wanna start all over with my blending and everything. I just wanna add just a teeny bit more, just to define the shape of my eye a little bit. And before we get to the finished look, I am going to show you what I'm doing with the mascara because it's a little interesting. So I found Marc Jacobs has a teal mascara. So we're gonna use that, and we're gonna use black. So the first thing I'm gonna do with this is I'm going to put this on my lower lashes, concentrating most of the color towards the root of my lashes, closest to my eye. And then brush through to make sure you don't have any clumps. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the top. I wanna put mascara on, but I want it as close to the base of my lashes as possible, even to the point of, see how I'm turning it and almost facing it in towards me, the applicator? Because we want this to be at the base of the lashes. And if it's hard for you to do that, do your whole lashes. Just color your whole lashes in with the mascara if that's hard for you, because we're going to go in with a black and change it up a little bit in just a second. And you know, if you're used to a black mascara like I am, it may take a little while to create this because when you put these colors on your lashes, sometimes it's really hard to see it. There we go. And again, like I always do, when I'm done with this video, I'm gonna list everything that I've used below. And I'll list my face makeup as well, so you know what I'm using. Okay, so we've got the teal mascara on, which I can see when I look up close in the mirror. The camera across the way like this, it's really hard to see it, but you'll see it in person. So now I'm gonna grab my black mascara and show you this neat little trick. So the black mascara I'm gonna put on, and all I'm gonna do is keep this towards the ends of my lashes. Don't wanna cover up all the teal. But again, you know, and a lot of people would say, well, do it the other way. Do your black mascara and then just do the tips in teal. Well, I don't wanna do that because when you lighten the tips, you don't see the length of your lashes. So if you put the color close to your lash line and do the tips in black, you can see how long your eyelashes are. And especially if you aren't using the Revitalash like I am and your eyelashes aren't growing, you know, the last thing you want to do is make your lashes look shorter. So this is a really good trick for that. You can still play with the colors, but keep the black mascara at the ends. Tiny little bit of mascara did just flake onto my cheek, which I'll get off in a second. None of the eyeshadow is moving though, which is really nice. Okay, so I've got mascara on the bottom lashes. Let me grab a little more here and I will do the tops. Again, keep the mascara on the tips of your lashes. You don't want any naked lash in between the teal and the black, so you want to fill that in, but don't cover up all that teal we just put on. Now the eyeshadows that I have that I'm getting this Chanel look from from BH Cosmetics, I purchased at a cool little store called Riley Rose. There aren't too many locations. They're in a handful of malls, not all over the place. But you can go to RileyRose.com and get it on there. Or I'm sure you can get it just from going to BH Cosmetics, but Riley Rose is where I found mine. Wow, that's pretty. Can you see, I'm gonna get a little closer, can you see the black lashes up against that teal? Especially towards the center. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but wow, it's pretty. If you do this look, you're gonna love it. And you know what's fun about this is learning these techniques and learning these types of looks I'm showing you, because I've done a couple really colorful ones lately and there are more colorful ones coming. You can do this kind of look with any colors. Like you can decide you want to do purples or pinks or blues, like I did the blue smoky eye the other day, or you can do anything. You can do it with browns, you know, just lighter bronze shimmery colors and get a really cool look. So this is the look. Trying to get that Metamorphosis look from the Chanel Quad that completely went away, that we can't get anywhere anymore. I've looked everywhere. If anybody has that quad, please contact me, leave me a comment, email me, whatever. I will buy it from you because I want it that badly and I can't find it anywhere. So I hope you liked this video. I hope you learned a little something, and I hope you'll try this out and let me know in the comments the reaction that you got from people. You know, there will be people that are gonna say, holy eyeshadow, oh my God, and not like it. And they're gonna be people that say, how did you do that? Do it on me. So I think it's fun, and I think it's a great way to spice things up because we're going into spring. It's a great way to have a little fun with your eyeshadows. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please share it with your friends, and please subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.